Guy's making $400,000 here selling roofs.
I'm in the business of saying there's opportunity here.
You're definitely the first guy that ever told me he loves to chase storms.
I've won an Emmy Award chasing tornadoes for TV coverage.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. I got a special guest here today. He founded HailTrace, and it's the number one, it's the largest by far, and probably the number one used for roofers to go chase storms, really, and to go make sure. I feel a double-edged sword here, full transparency. Derik knew that before he came here, flew in from Oklahoma. I'm not a big insurance guy. I'm a retail guy, and we're going to talk about that today. But if you are in insurance and even retail, because we're going to talk about how you can flip these things into retail, is he provides you with the data, the homes, the zip codes, the addresses. They're all hit by hail. And you have multiple different levels on, I believe there's 4 different levels that you actually offer people. Mm-hmm. And the crazy part is, where do you hear some of his clients that actually use them and how big they are? So, Derik, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I know it's going to be a good conversation because we're on 2 different sides of the aisle here, but there's good and bad in both, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think retail obviously has its space. Not every roof replacement can be an insurance claim, right?
Yeah, no doubt. So, Derik, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what HailTrace does, and on top of that, what made you come up with this idea? I'm just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started HailTrace back in 2010, and really had no business starting a software company. So I was an alarm salesman. At a little small company in Oklahoma selling alarm systems. And I was a storm chaser. So I love tornadoes, hurricanes. We have a hurricane today making landfall in Jamaica. Would have loved to be there, actually, which most people probably not.
So you actually like seeing the tornadoes and being part of the storm?
I've been within 100 yards. Actually, I've won an Emmy Award chasing tornadoes for TV coverage. So.
Okay.
Am I your first Emmy Award winner?
You're my first Emmy Award winner. Okay. You're definitely the first guy that ever told me he loves to chase storms.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're an adrenaline junkie.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah. I love hail, tornadoes, hurricanes, all of them.
So you were meant to be in business. There you go.
That's right. Yeah.
Constant tornado.
Yeah. You got to always have a little bit of risk, right?
No doubt.
Yeah. So this big hailstorm hit in our backyard. Family friend was a salesperson for a roofing company in Oklahoma and said, "Hey, you've seen some hailstorms. You've been in some hailstorms. Do you think you could draw a map that would show me where that hailstorm hit?" And I was like, "Probably." So I grabbed Google Earth and radar and hand drew this map that showed where this hailstorm hit in Oklahoma City. And I think she gave me $100, which was probably a lot for me 15 years ago. And the rest is history, man. It was just kind of like, let's see if I can turn this into a business. In that moment, I didn't even know roofers looked for hail. I didn't know hail damaged roofs.
Okay. All right. This is definitely going for a different direction than I thought, because now I'm really intrigued, really more than I thought it'd be. But here we go. You're sitting there and you get $100. I'm assuming at this point, now you got to say, I got an API in the Google Earth or some type of map, because people are going to want the data, right? They're going to want to see it. They're going to want logs of it. I mean, historical data is huge, as you know.
Yeah.
But tell me how you build this. Because all businesses are built the same way. Right? 90% of business, I truly believe, are built by what you just said. You just kind of stumble into it. People ask me all the time, "Lance, how did I build?" I don't know how I'm here, but I'm here.
Right.
A lot of turns. Like, I didn't think of it as a 10-year-old, 20-year-old, 30. I mean, if you ask me, I was 40 years old, am I sitting here? I'd tell you, hell no.
Yeah.
So tell me how you got there. This happens. What's next?
Yeah. So, so I make this map and I'm like, okay, there's a problem obviously that contractors want. This is like early, so there's not a whole lot of hail tracking going on. Okay. So contractors are just now starting to get into the habit of using these tools. And, so I started looking for hailstorms. That was kind of my first thing, was like, where has it hailed?
Where do you go look for hailstorms at? Where do you go?
So I was using the National Weather Service. So I used the National Weather Service and then figured out how to download the weather data, the radar data specifically, how to get archive, how to get roads laid over the top of it.
Are you API in, or are you just downloading it and building your own database?
Downloading it at the time, just trying to figure it out. I didn't even know how to build a website. I mean,
okay.
I mean, that's where I was, like, and I'm still horrible. Like, I'm not your code guy. Like, I've got guys that do that for me now. But the first iteration of our website was built on Joomla.
Joomla.
Yeah, which
JOOMLA, just in case people were wondering.
Yeah, have you heard of it before?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a digital marketer by trade.
Okay, so you've heard of it.
Yeah.
I remember I thought I would make it big time when I could get to Drupal. That was if I could do Drupal, I was going to be big time. But so I just tried to like use this tool to
What's your
make a
site in
website.
now?
Huh?
What's the site in now?
It's all custom code. Like we've got 15 people on our software team now. So
it's changed.
I couldn't. They don't even want me to put customers in the software anymore now. So that's where we've gotten to.
So how does your second customer come and your third customer?
So the first couple were just calling people, right? So I would draw a storm would hit. Like I remember Corsicana, Texas had a storm, so I drew a map, and then I would just look up roofers in the area online and just call them and be like, hey, I made this map. I'll sell it to you for $150. And so I did that.
What was included in the map?
So it just broke down the hail size by region. So I used three different brackets. So it was quarter to golf ball to tennis ball, and then larger than tennis ball. And I would kind of start it where people were and end it where people ended. So it wasn't, like the whole US. It was just kind of, it'd take me an hour or two to draw each one. And then I'd figure out how to embed it. So I just grabbed the little embed code from Google Maps and pasted it into my little Joomla site with the date and the name. And that was it. No mobile app. Of course, the apps were starting to come around in 2010, 2011, but no mobile app yet. And I think I sold 6 maps that year. So I think I made like $1,200. Like it wasn't very much. And then the next year, it's 2011 comes around, and I'm like, I need to focus. So I wanted to focus on Oklahoma. That's where I was at. So I knew I could go.
Which is a big hail area, just so everybody knows.
It is, absolutely. Yeah, get a lot of hail. I was like, if I can.
Actually, roof cons in Oklahoma this year.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
my boy Hunter.
We're doing a bunch with him. So
he's a good guy.
Got some big plans. My storm chasing truck will be there, which was used in the movie Twisters. That's also another cool thing.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, so I decided to make a subscription, which I didn't know at the time that was how you do software. I just was like, these guys will maybe buy 1 or 2, maybe 3 maps from me if I just sell them individually, but maybe I could get a few extra $100 out of them if I just told them they could have everything that happened in Oklahoma. And so I went door to door and started tracking people. And I still remember first subscription customer. So first real customer, right? 2011, the roofing company is Graco Roofing in Oklahoma City. Still in business, still a customer. They will brag about being my first customer. But they dropped off a flyer. They were in a meeting, called me that afternoon. They were like, hey, we're interested. We love using local people. We think it'd be awesome to use you. So I took them to lunch, bought them lunch, and had no idea what price to offer. So here's how much it is.
How much was it?
$1,500
a year.
A year. Yep.
So 125 a month?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. So, $1,500, and they were like, okay, we'll talk about it. And I think I'm making like $35,000 a year. So like I don't have a lot of money. So $1,500 to me was a lot of money. And so I drive off and go back to selling alarms for the day. And 2 hours later, I get a phone call. How can I get you the money? And I was like, holy crap. just made $1,500.
I loved it.
And I, just kind of part-time did it for the rest of the year. I think I made $20,000 that year, which was pretty good.
You're only making 35 your other job, brother, full-time.
Yeah. So I made $20,000 doing this kind of part-time, tracking storms in Oklahoma. And just kind of stockpiled the cash off to the side. And then I bought a booth at the International Roofing Expo in February 2012. And quit the other job in February. It's like time to go, time to make it happen.
All in.
So, and it lots of learning experience along the way, but here we are today.
How many customers do you have now?
3,500.
3,500. Mm-hmm. And what's the average monthly subscription?
About $2,500 a month.
About 2,500
a year. Sorry,
a year.
2,500 a year.
It's a nice business.
It is, yeah. It's grown. It's done a lot. again, now I talk about it as a software company back then, but I treated it as a weather company. Like it was a weather hobby company, right? Like I got to go storm chasing and do the things that I loved, and it was a tax write-off basically. Um, so
Give me a calculator real fast. 'Cause I'm trying to do the math here. These guys tell me, guys, this is where like you gotta sit and think to yourself, here's someone that was using it as a hobby, and I mean, you got close to a $10 million business.
yeah.
I mean, 15 years later, you're in the top 1% of all businesses across the country.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have the largest hail chasing company out there.
Yeah.
I mean, and just out of pure, I mean, that's a great story. And we're going to talk about the product, but that to me, that's a great story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a fun journey. So the first, I would say 8 or 9 years, it just kind of slowly trickled up. In 2020-ish, I think it was 2020, that was when I realized we were a software company and we needed to track things that software companies do. So we started creating a customer success department and onboarding department and retention department and sales, and just kind of breaking everything up into pieces and just adding pieces. And that's when we really started to grow.
How was that adjustment for you going from being, hey, listen, I'm an adrenaline junkie, I just want to go chase storms to, because now you got to start understanding KPIs, P&Ls, financial literacy.
Yeah.
You got to understand hiring, growth, scale, right? Profitability, right? Is it still are you still the only investor in the company? Do you have investors now?
No investors.
So it's just you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple partners. Like I had a partner that was on with me in the very first year.
Is he still with you?
Mm-hmm, still with me.
All right, great. So
silent partner, doesn't work in the business, but yeah, he's still with me.
But you still have financial responsibility to him to make sure you take care of him and do the right stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's I'm a data guy. I love data. I love storms and I love data. And I love problem solving too. Like I think I've told people in the office, I'm like, if there wasn't an opportunity for us to continue to like grow, then it would be boring. Like I'd quit.
But like, I just want you to think about this. Like, I'm not being disrespectful. Listen, I used to live in a dumpster. Like, listen, I've done every job on the moon. So, but you went from being an alarm salesman to owning a multi-million-dollar business, one of the biggest SaaS products probably in roofing. You're not a service titan by any means, but you are a good technology-based business.
Yeah.
And you went from selling. What did that transition look like for you as a business person? Because you gotta talk a certain way now. You gotta speak you gotta act as you're not the same guy you were 10 years ago. I can tell you that.
No.
Where the clients you have, which we're going to talk about, would not be your clients. Can you talk about that transition?
Sure. I mean, it's the clientele. I mean, it's actually surprisingly similar because it's roofing contractors. Now, the roofing space is progressing, right?
Absolutely.
So it is not the same. And I know you kind of obviously dabble in that with the private equity side of what's going on in the roofing space is changing, right? It's different. I've always said, hopefully the roofers don't hate me, and I'm probably 15 years behind as well, but the roofing space has kind of been about a 10 to 15 year behind like a lot of businesses, right?
I think it's 30, 40 years.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. Listen, it's like when you see a fat person saying they're fat, you're fat. When you see a short person, you're short. Like,
it is what it is.
They're behind.
Right? Yeah.
Like, it just is. Like, they're behind.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to stay that way.
But it is progressing, right? And I think as it gets younger, I think that's what you're kind of seeing is this younger group of owners are coming up, and they're investing in technology. They're aggressive. It's not the same way that their grandpa did it, where it was word of mouth, and you just kind of organically grew this business, and they were great businesses, right?
Oh yeah.
But now they've got this level of aggression that they didn't have before, and I think that's gone in our favor as a software company is to be able to do that.
I'm assuming your biggest growth has probably been the last 24, 36 months.
Yes. Yeah. We're just consistently.
The correlation of there's been the biggest shift in the roofing industry, I believe, in the last 36 months that the roofing industry has ever seen.
Yeah. And it's going to continue to grow, right? I think, I cannot think of the guy's name. Just purchased QXO.
Beacon.
Yes, yeah,
You get bought, yeah.
Purchase Beacon,
Yeah.
which is now QXO.
Mhm.
So listen to a podcast with him on it, why he purchased it. He talked about 80% of roofs that get done in the U.S. are replacements. I was like, that's a shocking number. That's a lot of roof replacements that
Of
get done.
course.
It's a huge number. And so when you
Why
think
would that
about,
shock you? There's so many homes in the U.S. compared to new ones being
I
built.
mean, it's not shocking to me, but when you think about it that way, right? So 20% are being built; those are the new ones. But that's your new potential, right? So 20% are coming in; they're getting filled in.
Mhm.
So that's why the growth is so continuous there. And we even see on our business, like we see opportunity to go into the retail space too, because just because.
Talk to me about that, because that's really what I want to talk to you about. I mean, like everyone listening to this knows how I feel. Anyone listening to my podcast knows I don't believe you should be in insurance. I think it's going to be dead. We could talk about that because you have a different opinion, right? I think not dead. That's not the right word. I think it's going to get more. It's gotten more and more challenging. It's going to get more and more challenging. I'm a big cash flow guy, right? So I'm not a big go wait for the insurance company to give me my money. So we talk about that. But tell me why retail you feel that more people will start using. 'Cause I can see people using HailTrace in retail. But I'll tell you how I would use it. But can you tell me how you see it being used?
Well, I mean, so at the end of the day, just so most people aren't replacing their roof because it's ugly, right? Like most people. I mean, there are some people that will do it, but
I'm gonna say that's less than probably 5%.
right. So there's some sort of damage that's happened to the roof, right?
100%.
Now, when it comes to insurance claim, you've got a 1 or 2 year window that you can do that, right? There's a statute of limitations on that policy, and you have that window of time to replace that. Once you pass that, it's retail now, right?
Yep.
It is what it is, right? HailTrace is not in the business of saying what type of roof replacement. Like we're not in the business of saying this is an insurance claim and this is a retail roof. I'm in the business of saying there's opportunity here, right? There's if you overlay this data set here, this neighborhood is a really good neighborhood that you should be in.
Be canvassing at least.
Canvassing, whatever marketing that you want to do, right? So, and then when you think about it, right, is okay, well, if it's 5-year-old damage, right? So there's hail or wind or whatever it is, which we show all those. If there's hail or wind damage in that area and it's 5 years old, well, now we just need to start stacking data to help me understand which individual houses that I need to target, because they all have a potential of damage. So they're in my bucket that I want to target. So now I'd like to know how much money do they make? What's their credit score? You could probably give me a list of 10 things that make a really good lead for you.
Oh yeah.
And then if I say, by the way, they have storm damage and they're past their statute.
Do you guys offer that data also?
Yeah, it's just a data set, right? That we can basically tell you that there's storm damage, and we can tell you the data loss. If the data loss is in the window,
can I get the credit score of the homeowners?
Yeah, we use currently we use Coal Directory, so they've got like a close to credit score. They don't give the exact credit score, but they'll give you another 700 to 750. So you can click on a rooftop and it'll tell you exactly what you.
Do you guys have pictures of the roof also?
Not new pictures. So like you can see like a Google image or things like that. And here's the deal with hail. There is not an imagery that exists today that can see it outside of a drone. Like drones can fly and get it, but you need sub 1 inch pixels, which are super small.
So you have the data, you're selling it. And I guess, you've been labeled as insurance, but the reality of this is you could use it and sell retail too, because not everyone is going to, like you said, most homeowners policies 1 to 2 years good. I don't believe a lot of people want to even turn it in to their homeowners a new roof. Because if a roof is $15,000 and your deductible is $1,000 or $1,500, which most homeowners deductibles are around $1,000 to $1,500, you're at 10% of the job right there.
Yeah.
Right. So then the question is, can I come up with a monthly payment? It's under $200 for 5 years or whatever it may be. And then my roof's good for another 15, 20 years and my insurance doesn't increase and I don't have to jump through hoops. And that's why that would be my sales pitch to people using HailTrace. Like, I guess what you could use HailTrace for too is you could market in social media those maps. I'm just sitting here thinking off the cuff. Um, you give me the map, say it's Bucks County, that I knew there was a hail damage
Mhm.
in the last 30, 45 days. I can run Facebook ads just in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Who you hit.
Yeah, yeah. You could target the neighbors even. I mean, you get more specific than just the county, and I think that's what's really helpful. Is being able to target. We can pull a list of every person and create an audience if you wanted to on social media.
Oh, you guys get a name?
Mm-hmm. Names, phone numbers, email addresses of every person hit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's huge.
Yeah, so it's a marketing tool, right? So and I think that was one of the keys when I started the company really early on, right? One of the issues that I found in year one was it doesn't hail that much in November and December, so I don't have a whole lot of maps to sell. So how can I make, and at the time I didn't know the term sticky, but how can I make my software sticky that people will want to use it year round? And at the end of the day, the way that I look at it is at any given moment, there are at least 10 million roofs right now in the US that need to be replaced because they have storm damage. Some of those are insurance claims, some of them are not. And
I was going to assume the majority are not. If the 10 million, because it's probably out of the threshold.
Probably not. I mean, it depends on your market, right? Like if you're in Dallas, you probably got an insurance claim. If you're in Chicago or up here, Philly, I mean, there was a massive storm like 10 years ago that hit Reading, Pennsylvania. I mean, massive. I will bet money there's still hail damage from that storm.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet you I could give you the path and your retail guys could go out there, find the damage and be like, look, this thing's been setting for 10 years. We can see these marks. Look at these marks. Like these things, they're going to start leaking.
And when they do,
you're going to have an issue. And like your guys would kill it off of that, right? And so now will every roof in the neighborhood need replaced? No, some of them probably did. They got their insurance claim and they replaced their roof. But there are areas, and some of those might be the outskirts of the path, so not the hardest hit zone, but there are areas that they have damage still. I promise.
How long does your data go back for?
So we have data. We have a full set of data back to 2011.
2011.
So 14 years.
14 years. What's your biggest challenge that you've been faced with growth, just trying to grow your company?
Honestly, in the roofing space, I would give it two things. So it's blue collar industry, not a software industry. So getting them to use the software.
That's changing, just so you know.
It is changing, but it's still like our biggest churn is year one. That is the biggest fight for us. We almost never lose a customer after year one, though. So if I can get,
I believe that because it's like anything else, like Service Titan. So many people are like, "Oh, Service Titan sucks," but once they're on it past a year, yeah. I love Service Titan. I love Service. I can't imagine my life without it now.
Yep, exactly. So it's and especially the contractors that are buying our software, right? A lot of times they're buying it on a whim, right? So it's like, boom, this hailstorm hit. I got to subscribe to HailTrace. They subscribe. And then they're so busy, right? They just had this opportunity, this $5 million opportunity for them that they're just go, and they will not learn how to use the software. And so they'll actually hurt themselves by not, taking a couple hours just to kind of sit down and like put my customers in there and see which customers were hit with the with the hailstorm. Download the list, and then what can I do with that list marketing wise? So that I would say that's probably number one for us.
You can see who downloads the list, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What percentage truly download the list?
It's a very small percentage.
Jesus Christ, guys. Absurd. That's the gold. That's the gold.
Yeah.
How do you not take that, put it right into your email marketing, put it right into your audiences for social media?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy if people knew how few people use the software to its full capability. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, most people were probably buying it on a whim and just saying, and then they use it for 3-6 months. They feel like they got the most of it. They banged an area very hard. Like, okay, I'm out.
Yep.
The worst thing you could do.
Yep.
How has it been, the roofing spacings change? You're good friends with Dimitri.
I am, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen him change a lot over the few years.
Yeah,
Guy loves to cause controversy.
a little bit. Yeah, more than me.
More than me.
Yeah.
'Cause I love him. He's always been good.
Oh,
People,
he's.
people ask me, like, oh, man, why are you friends with Dimitri? I'm like, he's never done nothing bad to Lance Bachmann.
I had him, and he came to our office in Edmond, Oklahoma, and we showed him around, and it was one of the best days that we've had in our office. Like, he's such a good dude.
He really is a nice guy. He's a good dude. He's never done me. And people are like, yeah, but he's out there burning people down to the ground. I'm like, he considers himself like Fox News now.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to be a media company.
Right.
I had him on my podcast last time. He's like, I'm a media company, Lance. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm a media company. Right there and now. I said, you know what? You get a free, because if that's what you consider yourself and that's your whole angle now, you're a media company, that's what you're entitled to do.
Yeah.
Like, you think Fox News is always right? Do you think CNN, MSNBC? Come on, man. Like,
definitely not.
Live in the real world, right? Like, do you think he's good or bad for roofing overall?
Oh, you're hitting tough subjects. I would say I think he's good. And I'm going to go at it from this side because I think he challenges people, and I think challenge is always good. Again, maybe he's not right on all the challenges that he does. But that'll come back to bite him if he's wrong all the time. Like the industry will force that. But I think he challenges. He makes people want to be better at what they do.
My fear for him is that one day someone's going to kill him.
Okay, so you're going, yeah.
Yeah, because my thing is this is right, and I actually like Dimitri a lot. He's been very good to me. He's helped me. Listen, Dimitri, I tell you, when I got into roofing, I've only been in it for 3 years.
Okay. Yeah.
4 years, right?
Yeah.
Like just let's be realistic here, right?
Yeah.
And him, Ethan from Beacon, opened their arms to me. I think Dimitri actually flew up to see if I was legit, and I think he was going to do a hit piece on me, truthfully, 3 years ago. Don't I always say that, Neri? He called me up, asked me to do a podcast. That's how it came about. And I was like, this guy's going to do a fucking hit piss on me. But he's going to be shocked when he walks in and sees there's tons of people here, when he sees my bank account, and you can't argue with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's all documented and proven, my history, right? Like,
yeah.
But I think he actually was coming up to be like, this guy's a fraud.
Yeah.
Right? Because I came in the roofing space. I don't want to say I took it over, but I definitely had high impact very fast.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I got to know him. I was like, this guy's a great father. We spent a whole day and a half together. And I was like, this guy's just a great guy. And I say to him all the time, like, Dimitri, man, like, people are crazy. Like, people are crazy.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Dimitri, don't you ever worry about, like, someone taking a shot at you and missing you and killing your child or something? Like, and I mean that, like, because, like, I'm sure you listen to my podcast, you see like, I never do anything controversial.
Mm-hmm.
There's no controversy to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure some people like, no, Lance, you are controversial with some things, but it's never calling someone out. On my podcast, are only positive.
Right.
Like, all my social stuff's positive. Like,
sure.
And I'm like, I just feel like when someone's down, they might just break.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that doesn't happen to him because he's been very good to me. I actually think he's good for roofing. I think corporate America hates him. Obviously, you can see that with his relationship through all the suppliers, all the manufacturers.
A couple of big ones there, yeah.
Yeah, which I agree with them over him because it is why I say to him all the time, I'm like, these guys have big companies to run. They have to charge what they're charging. Like when you got 2,000 employees, you got to pay for healthcare, vehicles, gas. Like it's just the metrics change so much to become profitable.
It's one of the things, the decisions I made 10 years ago versus the decisions I make today versus the decisions I'm going to make 10 years from now are completely different. So I think it's really difficult. I always try to think through whenever I see like a big company doing things. I'm like, I don't like the way they do that. I'm like, I'm not in their shoes. I don't know why they're doing that.
So I was fortunate. I was the vice president of AT&T. I don't know if you know that, for the whole country.
Okay.
So I ran yellowpages.com for the whole entire country. And I was a full officer by the time I was 30.
Wow.
Which is very unusual, right?
Yeah. It's impressive.
And, I saw the decision-making process there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember me fighting it, saying, man, this is wrong, this is wrong. And there was some things that I felt like still to this day are wrong.
Sure.
But 90% of it was so right. And I was so stupid and naive, right? Because now that I own businesses and I got to be profitable and I got to make hard decisions. I mean, you see our monitors out there and you see the amount of revenue our roofing companies are doing.
Yeah.
We're over $100 million in retail this year.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but that's a lot of money for full retail roofing that's all residential.
Yeah.
And they get there so fast and rapidly. You got to make hard, quick decisions that a lot of people don't agree with all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great you don't agree with it, but the goal is more important and the mission is more than your agreement.
Yeah.
And that's how corporate America runs it also. Like they have a stock they got to move to. They got investors they got to move to. That's why I say great for you. You really have no investors, but you have a silent partner, which has to change some of the decision-making processes when you sometimes you make decisions.
Yeah. I mean, I want him to be successful, and his early investment is why I'm here today. Right. Like, those first couple of years are tough, so especially in a business that's pretty volatile with weather, right? So you always want in business that you want to be in control, right? So, but early on in a weather company, you're kind of not in control. So, you need Mother Nature to provide, which is why you say, I'm sure it's one of the reasons why you like retail. Because you're not relying on Mother Nature to provide something for your business.
No, I mean, it's just, I come from the HVAC, painting, digital marketing space, IT space, anything. Listen, do you need weather? Like I'm going to tell every roofer out there right now, every HVAC company out there. Do you want weather? Yes, you want weather. Yeah. It's going to make your sales increase. I mean, the nice part about Mother Nature, it's been consistently inconsistent for the last 100 years, and it's going to stay that way, right? But, if you're in Arizona, right, and I'm not being rude here about Arizona. I know it just rained a big rain out there a few weeks ago, but overall, Arizona is a very dry, non-raining state. You open a roofing company out in Arizona, you better make sure you know what angle you're going. I'm not saying there's not successful ones out there, but there's easier places to be, in my opinion. You come up here to the Northeast, this is like taking candy from a baby. You go out to the Midwest, it's like taking candy from a baby. The weather patterns are insane in those areas. That only helps you run your business and scale your business that much faster. Can you talk about that? Because I don't think a lot of people understand that you do need, I can't use the word because there's going to be some jerk off out there that says, you don't need weather. Look at me. Yeah, your dad started your business. The grandfather started the business 100 years ago, and you just happen to have a customer list like no one else. Go start a business from scratch with no weather. Let me know how you make out. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I've always said the process of owning a roofing company or the ladder. Now this is changing quite a bit, but it was salesperson to CEO. So you're a salesperson. You start working a hailstorm. I personally think that the pay structure is completely flawed in the roofing industry. I don't know if you agree with me on that or not. But
tell me what you think the pay structure is.
10-50-50, the 1099, 10-50-50 that they do. So 50% of the profit, 10% off the books, right? And that's your commission. But on a 1099 scale, that's what you hear a lot.
So we have no 1099 employees, full transparency.
Perfect.
We pay healthcare. We give company cars. We give company gas cars. We have 401k. And we pay anywhere between 8-10% of the commission, total job. Based on, you have to hit a 50% gross profit margin. I mean, well, it's like 45%, whatever it is. I'm very transparent about my pay structure. But the kicker is every one of my companies, the salespeople, what's the bottom number? Like $1 million or $1.5 million you have to sell on roofs? I think if you hit $1 million, you get a 0.5% of equity when the company sells. If you hit $1.5 million, and I'm not saying these exact numbers for the equity piece. But if you sell $1 million or $1.5 million, you get a percentage of the sale. So like, you can make a shit ton. I got guys making $400,000 here selling roofs, $300,000 selling roofs across the country. Most people aren't doing that.
And that's what
we produce all the leads.
Oh, that's nice.
We produce all the leads. So our salespeople come in and they have a stacked board, 2 to 3 leads every day. Some have 4.
Okay, Nice.
And they get paid more if they decide to go self-gen themselves.
Nice. And you're doing most of that through software, I guess, or just through like,
What do you mean?
like widgets online, like website?
Yeah, we have
traffic,
all
SEO,
digital
all that,
marketing, SEO, PPC,
built out your
aggregators.
marketing.
Yeah, we have a whole marketing funnel. And we do have a canvas team that makes up about 20%. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never used your product. I'll never lie to anyone that's listening to this.
Sure.
But I'm going to look at HailTrace and say, listen, all of our marketplaces, where's Hail? For me, it'd be the opposite, no transparency. I want things that are older than a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people that can say it's an insurance claim.
Yep.
And then if we have customers, I'm going to take my existing customer. I know this is where, like, I think as a marketer, and you're probably like,
probably thinking the same thing.
I'm going to download my customer base.
Yep.
I'm going to see how many fit in these zip codes.
Yep.
And then I'm going to come back to you and say, my man, give me these zip codes right here. And how does it work? And then I'm going to take that data, put it together. And then I'm going to ask those customers for reviews that I can now market and say, these are people right here in Bucks County, PA, that used our service. If you have any roof issues, call me, and just run on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. And I'm actually going to challenge you. I'm going to say, take your customers, put them in my software, export the list of the ones that have been hit with a storm older than 2 years or older than 1 year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then canvas them and say, listen, we did Mrs. Jones's roof.
Yep.
Would you like a free inspection?
Yep. Well, some of them you might have roofed them on this day. They got hit on this day. Their statute of limitations was here. They might need another new roof since you did it last.
Yeah, listen,
and you
as
just didn't even
long
know
as
it.
we don't go to the insurance world.
Yeah.
And, people think I'm crazy for that, and maybe I am, right? But I know the private equity firms that have gotten into it that I know that are legit ones. There's always these search fund guys out there and some other people. But the big firms that I've seen that I think are credible, some have tested it and they're like, I'm not sure.
I mean, I'll say there are some extremely successful businesses that all they do is storm work.
100%. But they have it dialed in and they know it.
And really, and what it comes down to though is they have a process, which is what you're at the end of the day, like you're looking for a process. Like you want a good
100%.
sales process, you want a good marketing process. That when you go to acquire a business, you don't really care about how many roofs they've done in the past. You want to know how they did the roofs in the past, because that means they can duplicate it. Right?
100%.
Right. If they just got lucky and have just done a good job, like you said, they stumbled into a book of business. That doesn't tell you can they continue that, right? You don't want to have to come in and invest a ton of money to build the infrastructure.
No private equity firm. Like that's actually what I do. I come in and I partner with companies, and I do build that infrastructure, and I do build the systems and processes.
Yep.
I know what I'm signing up for.
Yep.
That's why I don't buy your company. I partner with you.
Yes.
But when I sell it, like you're saying, the private equity firms, they don't want to come in and build the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And you are right. And maybe let me retract that. You're 100% right. And I'm going to say this right now. There is people in the storm work of roofing that are millionaires, multimillionaires, that have built successful, great companies. But I'm going to tell you this. They are dialed in. They know how to work with the insurance companies. They know the processes. They know the procedures, and they have it down packed. I'm going to say they're the 1-2%ers. Would you agree with that? Maybe 5%ers?
Are we using like dollars or companies?
No. Meaning, in all the companies out there in the insurance work, the guys that are crushing it know it. 1 to 5% that really know it, and they're going to do $100 million, $50 million in insurance work.
Yeah, it's 10%.
10%.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You got to remember, you're looking at the people you know.
Yeah. So and obviously I know some probably
because they're using your shit.
Right.
Yeah, but think about the mom and pop guys that are out there chasing storms. Think about all the people that never get past $1 million or $2 million in revenue.
Yes.
Like
that's the majority of roofers at the end. Well, it's the majority of businesses. Period. Like
Correct.
We're not talking about
correct.
An industry specific. Like that's, what is it, 5 years to be successful, but the first $1 million is like the toughest, which it might be a little easier to hit in the roofing space, but just because you're talking about some big sales, but it's still it's tough to get.
It took me, if I was being transparent, it took me to make myself, Lance Bachmann, $1 million a year. It took me over 20 years to make them myself. Not saying I didn't have companies that were doing $1 million.
Yeah.
But for me to put in my pocket, in my tax return, over 20 years. Think about that.
Yeah.
And now it's just like boom, boom,
I was gonna
boom,
say,
boom,
from
boom,
what I've
boom.
heard, once you do it the first time, the next
It
2,
just
3,
gets-
4, it's
I'm worth
so
nine.
much easier.
I'm worth 9 figures now.
Yeah.
Listen, 80% of my wealth. It's funny. I got to show you this. Get a Kill here real fast. Tell me to bring my presentation here. I'm going to show you something because you will laugh. Tell Kill to bring my presentation in for Service Summit. I'm going to show people about how long it takes to build wealth and really. And this is why like not quitting is so important. Staying to the vision, whatever your vision is. We just outlined it. So I'm speaking at Service Summit.
Yeah.
And when I tell people I built 80% of my wealth in the last 4 years, is that my presentation right here? Yeah. Let me show you. Did you put the timelines in for when I sold the companies? Is it in there? Can you just go to that slide deck real fast? I want to show you something. You'll laugh here. You got it? There's a Kill. So he's doing my presentation up. So just take a look at this right here, right? So you can see Dylan HVAC, right? And I was already a millionaire by September 22nd by September 2022. But this is the first company I ever sold in September 22. Then February 23, May 23, September 23, January 25th, April 25th. I sold 6 companies, and we started laughing, and we didn't realize we're only in October. I sold 6 companies in 3 years. 80% of my net worth has been captured in the last 3 years of my life.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And people don't understand because it becomes that much easier and easier. And we're about ready to sell 3 companies right now. We're going to LOI right now. We're working.
I would assume what takes so long is that first one. Because the first one gives you the capital to go do the second.
Well, the first one didn't take long, but it was one SEO that took me 15 years.
Right.
15 years.
Yeah.
I just happened to sell 2 companies prior to one SEO. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's when I said, this thing has to go. Like, it was gone. Thanks, Akil, very much. But I just did that time lapse, and I'm speaking about that down in Texas.
Okay.
Because I want people to understand, like everyone's like, when you make money, yeah, you have to make that first million, then your second million gets easier. And then now I believe I can make $1 million a month for the rest of my life all day long. It just gets that much easier.
Yeah. Well, I assume which I view money as a tool. So I'm not afraid of it. I like to use it in ways that I can invest it essentially. So any dollar that I make, I try to invest back in my company as often as I can, to grow the company, to take it and do something different with it. Right.
Yeah. I don't take a salary from any of my companies. I don't have to at this point. Like, not being arrogant, like, I just don't take any money from any of my companies.
Right.
I just don't take anything.
Yeah.
Like, even my own dinners now are on my personal card. Like, I don't, like, when I was young and dumb, I ran stuff through my business. And now it's like, I would never even think about doing that. I'm like, What are you doing? Like, every dollar I take out, anywhere between 8 and 12 coming back to me on the sale. Like, this is just stupid. Like, let's grow as fast as possible.
It goes back to that, what you did 10 years ago versus what you do today. Like, you just make decisions differently than what you used to.
Yeah. It's funny because if you think about it, like, when I started one SEO, it's not right, but like, or any company, like most founders, they're going out to dinner like, oh, I can expense this because I have Joe here with me, and I do Joe's digital marketing, and Joe Bograd is really one of my best friends, but I do his digital marketing, so I can write this off as a business meeting, right?
Sure.
And you're not doing anything illegal, but really what you're doing is you're just taking money out of the account that if you kept in, that probably pays for a CSR, it pays for average, it just pays for so much stuff to grow your business that much faster.
Yep.
I just don't think people think like that until you see the business side of things.
Yeah.
So here, let's jump into this. You have 4 different packages.
Okay.
You're a SaaS product. What made you come up with 4 packages and how they vary? Because I was on your site, I was playing around with it, I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, let me just try and figure it out, because everything says I got to get a quote, or get a demo.
Yeah, sure.
I can't buy it straight through the site. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah. It's
I'm just saying from an end user.
Yeah, I don't love our pricing model right now. Now we're working on, so we're kind of in the pricing model which I think we actually created, but it was created from a 2-year-old business SaaS company, right? Which is me. And so, it's an unlimited model, which is not excellent in software. So you get all the storms, but it's region based. So whether we have to be region based, and that's one of the things that complicates our pricing model a little bit, is do you want like a small region or a medium size, which would be a state, or do you want a national region? And so the first part of the package is you got to pick the regions that you want.
So you're pretty much a custom SaaS product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why everybody needs a demo.
That's
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, because I knew you were a SaaS product. I was like, most SaaS products let you join right there and then, right?
Yes.
Right, quick conversions.
Very quick. Yep.
So here, this is why I tell your database guys, let them pick it themselves through it.
Yeah.
So you can just click a map and say, this is what I want, and just have the back pricing there, and just have as you get more, pricing scales down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so we've actually
I'm just thinking as like an end user, because I was playing with it. I was like, man, he has 4 different packages, then demo, and then you have to fill everything out. And I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some things that I want to do to our pricing. Now I feel like I'm going to go, like, I want to go at this kind of like the cell phone carriers do it, if you will. So kind of like you've got your grandfathered pricing, right? And then we've got this new, get the new cell phone, and but you got to go to the new pricing if you want the new cell phone.
100%.
So we've been working on some new technology that I think will be really, really helpful in the space. And so like today, we're significantly more expensive than my competitors, probably 3 to 5 times more expensive. And we do a great job, obviously. It works. And our customers are happy for the most part, I feel like. But we're a red apple versus a green apple. And whichever apple you like, that's the one we are. What I would love to do is become an orange. So I want to be completely different. I don't want people to compare me to my competitor. I want to be completely different. And so, and then that would allow me to kind of derive value in a different way. That would allow me to not be so unlimited based. So that way we can create the expansion that would go, that would help offset just in the roofing space. Like, you're going to get churn in the roofing space. Roofing companies are just going under. Like, it's part of it, right?
Everyone has churn.
Sure, absolutely.
Anyone that tries to leave customers full of shit.
Right. Yeah, it's and when you get big, it's surprising. Like, you look at your number, you go, wow, I can't believe we lost that many customers last month. But it's still a lot. I mean, it's we're still growing.
Listen,
it's just part of it.
The bigger you get, listen. When someone says to me, "I never lost a customer," that's the person I don't want to be with, because you're a liar. Like, or you're too small.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you're
not big enough yet.
You're not big enough, right? Like, as you grow and you scale anything, I tell people this. Right now, I'm in the process of this guy's asking me to partner, going back and forth. He's like, "I think we should just wait 6 months, because if our people don't like," I'm like, "Dude, our people aren't going to like each other." Yeah. He's like, "Well, what about the?" I'm like, "Dude, we're going to have problems, whether it be now or whether we have problems a year from now. We're going to have problems."
Yeah.
It's like when you meet someone that they say them and their wife has no problems, I laugh, because I'm like, "Who's your side piece?" And people are like, "What?" I'm like, "Who's your side piece?" I was like, "You're definitely just ignoring your whole wife's life if you don't have problems." Like, because if you live in the real world and you're with your wife, you're going to have problems, whether it be over the children, where to go to school, anything, like just what to eat sometimes. Like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to eat broccoli tonight. I want to eat the s'mores or pasta, right? Like, last night I was eating spaghetti and my wife smacked the fork out of my hand, literally, and said, "You don't need that." I'm like, "God damn, we got a problem. I want this pasta." I mean, can you talk about that, about just the growth and that you've seen the problems, because you got to address the problems as part of your job.
Yeah. It's, so like the one that we're trying to focus on right now is, so when we started the company, we were asked to solve the problem of hail size. So I want to know what size of hail happened.
Yeah.
And that's great. Golf ball size hail is like 50-50. That's the way I look at it. If it's golf ball size hail, there's a 50% chance that it did damage. And what we found, and then I've actually seen baseball size hail not do damage,
Okay.
which most people are surprised by. You should see how happy your customers are when baseball size hail does not do damage. And that's where it exposed this other problem, right? Which was, you asked me to tell you what size of hail happened, but that's not really what you were asking. You were asking me, is there damage on the roof or not? And it's like I saw a post in one of the groups on Facebook, right? I'm not in them as much as I used to be, but it's happened to see one go through, and it was competitor versus HailTrace. Which one's your favorite? And the guy goes on to say, I've used both. I like their competitor better because of this storm. I went to this storm where they said there was golf ball size hail. Their competitor said there was dime size hail. And I went and got up on a roof, and I found no damage. And I was like, well, I guess we missed that one, which I'm not gonna lie, we miss stuff every now and then, right? I think we do it better than everybody else, but it's weather, right?
Of course.
So it's, it is what you do. But then he goes on to say, ... The homeowner did say there was golf ball size hail, just not very much of it. And then I was like, okay, so who was right?
This is the thing. If you want to go to the circus, go to the comment section on social media.
It's fun.
It's more clown town than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, if someone comes back to me with one of my companies and gives me feedback, good or bad,
Yeah,
I'm always going to take it serious.
absolutely.
What I don't do is ever read the comments in social media.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you why. Because most people on social media are miserable. They just are.
Mhm.
The people that are leaving the
You're
comments.
spending that much time in
Yeah,
there,
because you're just being negative. You're not happy.
It's tough.
Look at all the people that just agitate people and make shots at people. They're not happy.
Yeah.
Because if you were happy, you'd be worried about taking care of your family, your business. You'd be worried about those things. I was so happy you were flying in here. You want to know why? Because I want to make you a raving fan of Lance Bachmann.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I want to make everyone I meet a raving fan of Lance Bachmann with this caveat. If you want to win in business and you want to win at having a family, right? Those two things. If you want to win at being in the bar and being negative and all these other things, I don't want you to be a raving fan of me because I don't want to be around you.
Right.
I'm okay if you don't like me and you hate me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. There's different people out there.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
can tune me out. Like I
Yeah.
said to everyone.
Yeah.
But if you want to have business conversations, family conversations, be a good person. Listen, I know I did terrible things when I was younger. I know what I was, right, mate? I don't need you to remind me of that, right? I remind myself of that every day. That's why I try to live the life of what I am now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's real simple for me. And I say this to everyone, for your own mental health. Ignore the comments. Neither do I ever. I don't even respond to my own social media.
Yeah.
We now have AI that did it, but Jacob and Near used to respond to my social media.
Yeah.
We just implemented a bot 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I don't even look at it.
Yeah.
Care less.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I
less.
I spend very little time just, sitting there scrolling, right? Like I don't have time.
Know what tells you if you're winning? There's one key factor that tells you, are you winning?
What's that?
Is your P&L growing, your revenue, and your profit. If you're doing that,
Yeah.
if your revenue's growing and your profit's growing, in almost any business, you're probably winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's growing, it means you're doing not everything right. You always have room to improve things and dial things in.
Sure.
But overall, it means your employees are happy.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that make the company.
Yep.
Overall, your customers are happy because they're the ones paying you.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, you're doing things right.
Yeah.
The people that are watching you, and you need the haters. Just remember this, Derik. Like, you need the haters because the haters are going to have their eyes on you more than your fans because they're just waiting for you to fail. And they're going to just gossip about you and say those stuff about you.
Yeah.
So all that press is good press.
Yeah.
It's all good press.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing anything unethical or morally wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree 100%.
You know what I mean?
So.
Listen, I appreciate you being here. People want to find out more about HailTrace and how it works. How do they get a hold of you, my friend?
Obviously our website, HailTrace.com, great place to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. You're a sponsor for the roofing conference, they're saying.
Yeah,
Were you there last year?
Yep. I think we've done it, 5 or 6 years in a row now.
What did you think of last year?
So I will say this conference, one of the things that we have liked the most and how it differentiates itself from the other conferences is the group of contractors that comes. It's I feel like a lot of times it's younger businesses, so which I think is a good thing. I don't know if it's always going to be that way, but that's what we've noticed in the past is like kind of that 1 to 5 year contractor, but they're running a healthy business and they're like hungry, like they're there to learn, they're there to get see what what is out there for them to grow their business. And we noticed that really quickly because a lot of times we'll go to conferences and we've been around for 15 years and it's and look, I love meeting with our existing customers and it's good. Like we want to spend time with them and learn from them and what can we improve on. But sometimes you want to go to a conference and get new customers too.
Of course, that's the whole reason you go to a conference.
And that was one of the things about this show. And in fact, so a lot of conferences we'll send our customer success team to, but this one we still send our sales team to. Like our sales team comes to this conference because there's opportunity to sell. So that's been what I've noticed has been the big difference.
And I think the other big difference is why you have those people that come that want to grow their business. I think Dimitri and me share this. He's not a big party guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I used to be. Listen, I tell you, but I lived life. But there is no party at the roofing process conference.
Yeah.
You have a band at the main dinner and you have an acoustic person and I open every time we had the conference with, I hope not to see anyone at the bar at 11 o'clock at night because we start at the gym at 5:30.
Yeah.
So you decide where you want to be, right? And I make that pretty clear to people. So I think that tone gets set from everyone. If we're not partying and none of my staff's partying and none, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true though. I mean, it's, you want to go there to grow. And like I said, the other shows, they have great things about them, but that's one of the pieces that I've loved about this show.
How do I get a hold of you, somebody out there?
How do you get a hold of me?
Yeah, how do I get a hold of you? Someone's going to want to talk to you about HailTrace after this, trust me.
Yeah, so...
But use the data.
Right? So are you talking about how do you get a hold of HailTrace or Derik?
Derik, I want to talk... Listen, if I was going to find out about HailTrace, I want to talk to Derik the man. I know you got a sales team, but...
Yeah.
What was that phrase in Tommy Boy? Would you rather taste the steak or hear it from the butcher? Right?
So it's Derik at HailTrace.com. That's the email address. Super simple, Derik, though. Got to spell it right. And yeah, that comes right to me.
There you go. If you want to get hold of Derik.
Doing this one live at Marco.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing this live at Marco Island at the roofing process conference, which will be getting changed to build it to sell it. Are you gonna sell HailTrace? You're at the space where you're about ready to get.
I will at some point for sure. So and for me, it's I mean, obviously everybody wants money, but for me, it's about things that so my deal. My son wants to be a NASCAR driver, so I fulfilled my dream. I got to build this weather business, Storm Chase. Again, I won an Emmy award. Like I've done all this stuff, right? So I've checked off all the boxes, and now I've got kids, right? And I want my kids to check off the boxes. And so my son wants to be a NASCAR driver, and that is like, and we're going all over the country right now racing cars. He's 12 years old. He's got to race against NASCAR drivers already. But if you know anything about racing and anything about NASCAR, it is not a cheap sport to get into. So that'll be the next thing on the bucket list for me is.
So your son's an adrenaline junkie like his dad.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
boys, if you're watching this, you are not riding race cars. That's off the table. I love you. Derik, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, brother.
Awesome, guys. That was great. Let's get a photo.